Recently, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black came out, and for someone like me who've been a Ninja Gaiden fan for so many years, this was a very special moment for me. I remember even when Capcom revealed the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and everyone was losing their mind, I was like, I hope Ninja Gaiden gets this someday because I really care about the series, played all of the games. I love even like the cheese that you can do in Ninja Gaiden, it's so much fun. So when the series made a comeback now that we got Ninja Gaiden 4 on the horizon, and that was like amazing news enough, but then they revealed that they're doing like a remaster or like a remake of Ninja Gaiden 2 and it's dropping today. I lost my mind. So when it first came out, my first mission was like, alright, I need to get as many people into Ninja Gaiden as possible. I want to share my love for this game, and as you know, this is a channel about fighting games. And Ninja Gaiden is a tricky game to cover, especially on YouTube, because instantly the videos can get demonetized. YouTube doesn't like when you switch games, and this is a very gory game. But instead I was like, alright, I love this game so much, I have to do it, and I did. I put out 3 guides for Ninja Gaiden, well, guides slash videos covering like the weapons, general strategies, and the bosses. And as I was doing that, I noticed that there is a general weird air about this game. There is a controversy of sorts. I noticed immediately that this is the Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 Black. This game is trash, and I started seeing that happen really quickly, and I didn't want to make an opinionated video on this until I had like good gripes with the game, played all of the different modes, had some time with it, and had time to think about it. Because as you know, like in this day and age, going negative on something, like people generally love like the negative notations, and algorithms love that and all that. So I wanted to be honest, right? I wanted to take an objective look at this. Ninja Gaiden games have changed a lot over the years and the iteration. The original Ninja Gaiden was I don't want to say slower, but it was based more of like the recent Devil May Cry games. It was still fast, but it was really considerate, and the game was about precise movement, precise timing. It was an amazing game, and Ninja Gaiden Black is still considered by many to this day to be the greatest action game of all time, and I am inclined to agree. I do actually think Ninja Gaiden Black is the greatest action game of all time. I think as a game overall, it's much better than the Ninja Gaiden 2 iterations. But Ninja Gaiden 2, they really changed the combat. They made it really fast, they made it insane. If you're a fighting game fan like me, Ninja Gaiden 1 is more like a Street Fighter game. It's decently fast, but it's considerate, it's tactical. Where Ninja Gaiden 2 was more of a Marvel vs. Capcom game, where everything is super fast, every ton of stuff on screen, it's wild. So when Ninja Gaiden 2 Black came out, and the developer said this is the definitive Ninja Gaiden 2 experience, the fans got split, I should say. It's like a very uneven split, but it was there because the game had 2 different versions. There is the original version on the Xbox 360 and the Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma. And I can go as far as to say that there is almost like a design philosophy difference between these 2 games. Ninja Gaiden 2 is crazy. Right, it's a power trip, it's a power fantasy. Ryu is insanely broken in that game. The game will put a huge number of enemies, but they don't have as much HP, so you will cut through them very easily, but this is still Ninja Gaiden, and these enemies are still really aggressive, and they are very projectile happy, and the game throws everything at you with very little restraints, even sometimes at the cost of the hardware and performance, but they didn't care. Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma, on the other hand, is a much more controlled game. There is a lesser number of enemies, but they have more HP. This resulted in Ninja Gaiden 2, the original, being a game with insane highs, but some devastating lows, because there are some things about Ninja Gaiden 2, the original, that I personally don't think are well designed, like the finite number of arrows, the fact that every time you need them there will be like a guy lying there where you can like collect arrows from. The bow in general, I didn't like how it handled, obviously the performance, especially on like the launch 360, so it did have some issues. It reminds me so much of Final Fantasy 16, if you want a recent example, a game that had insane highs, like the Bahamut and Titan fights were insane, but also some crushing blows like that mid quest. Oh my god, I almost fell asleep. So it's that kind of experience. Ninja Gaiden 2 is very uneven. And that's why it's so beloved by the players, the community, because once you get it, it's insane. While Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 is a more balanced version, all things considered. But yeah, the design philosophy is huge. So Ninja Gaiden 2 Black comes out and it is more in line with Sigma 2 than it is with the original. And that got people disappointed. And I get it. But I do think what they should have done is pretty much make it so that there is a mode that emulates the original too. There is a mode that gives enemies lesser HP but make them crazy. And maybe the standard experience could be like the Sigma 2. Pretty much please both audiences. And I do think this is ultimately where Ninja Gaiden 2 Black falters a little bit. And although I don't mind if it is like the Sigma 2 design philosophy, because I really like Ninja Gaiden 1 and the projectile spam, yes, yeah, you can obviously deal with it and the game giving you all the tools to deal with it, but I do think it gets a little bit tedious and more is not always better. This is gonna get me flamed to hell and back by the Ninja Gaiden 2 community, but like, no one is gonna look at the Dante versus Virgil fight at the end of Devil May Cry 3 and say, you know what, this fight needs 10 more rocket launchers, dude. More doesn't always make it better. I do think that Ninja Gaiden 2 Sigma, there are some merits to that. I can see someone preferring the Sigma versions. Personally, I do prefer the original because I am insanely hardcore, but I can totally see Sigma 2, and I do think Sigma in general is fine. And I do think Ninja Gaiden 2 Black combat is fine. I don't blame them for saying this is a definitive version. Maybe to them this is what they want Ninja Gaiden 2 to be. They want a more balanced experience because they did take out some of the parts of Ninja Gaiden 2 that didn't work, like the cave boss. They brought back some stuff that did work, like the gore and the upgrade system, and took out some stuff from Ninja Gaiden 2 that Sigma that didn't work, like the statue boss fight. So they wanted probably like a more balanced experience. And if that is to them is Ninja Gaiden 2, then there's no problem. I don't have a problem with that personally. And let's be real, like full transparency, right? This game is a hardcore gamer game. But at the same time, let's not pretend that it's like so completely different, because the core of Ninja Gaiden, the essence is still there. If you're like me, someone who's into fighting game, this is like saying you loved Street Fighter 4 vanilla so much, but it's so much better than like the Ultra Street Fighter 4, because Ultra Street Fighter 4 is more balanced, more neutered, lesser damage, lesser craziness overall. So yeah, original Street Fighter 4 vanilla is like where the real gamers games at. That's crazy. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is still a fantastic entry point. The graphics do look amazing. It's a more accessible game for the modern audience, especially since they added like an easier mode as well. So overall, I welcome people into Ninja Gaiden. Please, we need to have more players. We need to have that series back. It is peak video games. Now, where I do fault Ninja Gaiden 2 Black the most is the missing features. That is to Valors. Did that really need to be cut away? The weapons for you, like the shuriken, the windmill shuriken, the incidentary shurikens. Like, I think that stuff needs to come back. They are updating the game, and I'm hoping they add that stuff. Obviously, like New Game Plus, the survival mode from the original Ninja Gaiden 2. I am shocked that the game doesn't have that. And for a game that is supposed to be like another version, I am really disappointed that they copy-pasted the tag missions from Sigma 2. Because Sigma 2 was built on like an online infrastructure. This was supposed to be like an online based mode, and for that it was fine, but copy pasting it and not even trying to create like a new mission mode with new mission that is built completely offline in mind, I do think that is lazy. I really do think that is lazy. Like, if I have a chance, I would have done that. I also maybe would have added the ability to play through the story chapters as the female characters. It's already in Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. Maybe even import Kasumi into that game. I obviously don't know, like I'm not a game developer, but yeah, they should have added new features. This game lacks new features and it cuts from the original. and that is what's kind of disappointing. The design philosophy maybe include like a Ninja Gaiden 2 mode where the game is more like Ninja Gaiden 2. I think that is great. Overall though, I think this is still a great accessible point. It's still a fantastic game. Like, don't go as far as saying, no, don't play this one, don't play this garbage, go play Ninja Gaiden 2. It's fine. If you're new to the series, play this game because it is the most accessible one. The modern graphics are great and they are gonna update it. I'm hoping, finger crossed, they go for a survival mode. They go for a mode that brings the game more in line with the original Ninja Gaiden 2. Make it like an optional difficulty if you want, because that is possible. They're just tweaking the HP and enemy spawn values. I don't think it's crazy that they can't do it. I do think it is very, very possible and plausible. All things considered. So overall, I do think it's a solid version. I do think it is more fun than Sigma, and I do think they tried something in between Sigma and Ninja Gaiden 2. They tried to compromise a little bit between the two, but the missing features are where they really dropped the ball. I really want more of that. Like I want more modes. I want more Ninja Gaiden 2 because the combat in this game, especially survival mode is so much fun. The combat in this game is peak, and I don't think the mission mode do it value, and I don't think the story missions in particular do it value as well. Survival was honestly the coolest thing about the original Ninja Gaiden 2, and even in Ninja Gaiden Black and Ninja Gaiden Sigma, I still play survival the most because it's that much fun. Anyways, what are your thoughts on the whole thing? If you agree with me, let me know. If you don't, let me know, but please be respectful. Please, I beg you. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.